If you're receiving Social Security benefits, 2024 has been absolutely chaotic, and it's about to get even more intense in the coming months. In this video, I'm going to break down the massive changes happening right now that could dramatically impact your monthly payments, including a potentially historic cost of living adjustment that could be the largest since 2023. New AI technology being rolled out across the entire Social Security system, and critical policy reversals that have left millions of beneficiaries confused and concerned. Stay until the end, because I'll reveal specific action steps you can take right now to protect and maximize your benefits before the busiest period of the year hits Social Security. Welcome to Financial Area, where we break down complex financial topics to help you make smarter money decisions. If this content helps you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more essential financial updates. Let me start by saying this. If you thought Social Security was predictable and stable, 2024 has completely shattered that assumption. This year has been unlike anything we've seen in recent memory for the Social Security Administration. Traditionally, Social Security operates like clockwork. Beneficiaries come and go, checks get issued, and the system runs with minimal drama. But 2024, it's been a complete whirlwind of policy changes, reversals, and uncertainty that's affecting every single type of Social Security beneficiary. And when I say every type, I mean everyone. Whether you're receiving retirement benefits, Social Security disability insurance, supplemental security income, survivor benefits, spousal benefits, Veterans Affairs benefits, or Railroad Retirement Board benefits. None of these changes are happening in isolation. They're impacting all of you, and that's why understanding what's happening is so crucial right now. So, what exactly has been going on? Let's start with some of the most significant policy changes that have caught everyone off guard. First, there's the Treasury Offset Program that was reinstated this year. This program basically allows the government to garnish your Social Security payments to recover overpayments or debts that you might owe. For people who are affected by this, it means a sudden reduction in their monthly income, which can be devastating when you're already working with a tight budget. But that's not even the most controversial part. Initially, the Social Security Administration announced a 100% clawback policy for overpayments. Think about that for a moment. They were planning to withhold your entire benefit to recover debts. The public outcry was immediate and intense, and thankfully, they walked this back to a 50% clawback. While that's better than losing everything, it's still a significant challenge if you owe money to the agency. Then there was the student loan garnishment issue. The Department of Education announced plans to start garnishing Social Security checks for people with defaulted student loans. Again, the backlash was swift, and they quickly reversed this policy for Social Security beneficiaries. But imagine the stress and confusion this caused for people who were already worried about their financial security. On a more positive note, we saw the passage of the Social Security Fairness Act, which was signed in January. This resulted in over $15 billion in retroactive payments to beneficiaries. While this was definitely welcome news for many people, the process of actually distributing these payments has been incredibly complex and is still ongoing. All of these changes are happening under new leadership, which brings us to another major factor in this year's chaos. In May, Frank Bisagnano was sworn in as the new acting Commissioner of Social Security. Now, whenever you get new leadership in any organization, whether it's a business, a government agency, or in this case, the Social Security Administration, change is inevitable. New leaders bring new agendas, new priorities, and new approaches to the solving problems. Under Bisagnano's leadership, we've already seen some significant shifts. The agency has expedited the delivery of those retroactive payments I mentioned, and they've begun implementing new technologies to improve efficiency. But here's where things get really interesting, and potentially concerning depending on your perspective. By the end of this year, the Social Security Administration is planning to have full artificial intelligence implementation across the entire agency. Now, AI integration could potentially streamline processes, reduce errors, and improve customer service. That sounds great in theory, but it also raises some serious concerns about accessibility, privacy, and whether beneficiaries, many of whom are seniors who might not be comfortable with automated systems, will be able to navigate these new AI-powered interactions effectively. The rollout of AI is likely going to be a major period of adjustment, and honestly, we won't know the long-term impact until it's actually implemented. But given how much change has already happened this year, adding AI to the mix is just another layer of uncertainty that beneficiaries are having to deal with. Now, if you think the first half of 2024 has been chaotic, here's what you need to know. The second half of the year is historically the busiest and most impactful period for Social Security. The most significant decisions and policy updates typically happen during this time, which means we're likely looking at even more changes in the coming months. One of the biggest things everyone's watching is the upcoming cost of living adjustment, or COLA. This year, beneficiaries received a modest 2.5% increase, and last year it was 3.2%. But preliminary data is suggesting that the next COLA could be significantly higher, potentially becoming the largest since 2023. What's driving this anticipated increase? Several factors are at play here. We're seeing rising inflation across the board, and the implementation of various tariffs has led to significant price hikes at major retailers. Some items have seen price increases of 38 to 45%, and all of this gets factored into the COLA calculation. For beneficiaries, a higher COLA means a larger monthly benefit, which helps offset the rising cost of living that everyone's experiencing. But here's something critical that often gets overlooked: Medicare Part B premiums. For many Social Security beneficiaries, these premiums are deducted directly from monthly checks. Preliminary information suggests that the premium could rise by 6.5%, which would be about $12 per month, increasing from $185 to $197. While this is still speculative, it's something you absolutely need to monitor, because higher Medicare premiums can completely offset the gains from a larger COLA. So what can you actually do about all of this? With so many changes happening so quickly, it's more important than ever to take a proactive approach to managing your benefits. This isn't the time to sit back and hope everything works out. You need to be actively involved in understanding and optimizing your situation. First, you need to stay informed. I know that's easier said than done with so much information flying around, but you should be regularly checking for updates from the Social Security Administration, especially regarding policy changes, COLA announcements, and Medicare premium adjustments. Subscribe to reputable channels and newsletters that break down these complex topics in ways that are easy to understand. Second, take the time to review your current benefits. Understand exactly what you're receiving, how policy changes might affect your monthly income, and whether there are any adjustments you need to make. This isn't a one-time thing. Given how much is changing, you should be reviewing your situation regularly. Third, and this is crucial, don't hesitate to seek professional advice. Many beneficiaries are unaware of the savings and improved coverage that might be available to them. The average senior who reviews their plan with a professional advisor saves $1,100 per year. Now, savings aren't guaranteed for everyone, but the potential benefits make it absolutely worth the effort to at least ask. Here's something most people don't realize. If you wait until the annual enrollment period to review your Medicare plan, you're going to be at the back of a very long line. During annual enrollment, advisors are completely inundated with calls and may not have the time to provide the in-depth assistance that every beneficiary deserves. By acting now, you can establish a relationship with an advisor, get your questions answered thoroughly, and ensure you're at the front of the line when enrollment opens. This brings me to an important point about the power of simply asking. Many people assume that their current situation is the best they can do, but that's often not the case. Whether it's negotiating a better deal, finding improved coverage, or discovering savings opportunities you didn't know existed, you'll never know what's possible unless you ask. Let me give you a quick example that illustrates this principle. Recently, someone was able to negotiate a 25% discount at a grocery store for a bulk order simply because they asked. The same principle applies to your benefits. If you don't ask, you might miss out on significant opportunities for savings or improved coverage.